Hey everyone, this is Mario again, coming at you with another movie review. Today's review is of a movie that I first heard about beginning of this year sometime when that trailer began circulating around sites like YouTube. It's a movie I wanted to give a watch. Wasn't really released in theaters, it was released direct to DVD. And I've been meaning to track it down, and it's now on Instant Netflix for those of you with Instant Netflix. I highly recommend you give this film a watch. It is the 2012 action movie written by Elliot Tishman, directed by Craig Moss, starring, of course, Danny Trejo, as well as Charles S. Dutton and Ron Perlman in minor roles. It, of course, is the movie Badass. And the movie is a homage to 1970s vigilante movies like Death Wish and Dirty Harry. And I can tell you, I can see that. The only difference is he's not really a cop, it's just like an old man going out to beat the crap out of people. And of course, it also has even though I haven't seen many of this genre, it actually does kind of feel like it is an exploitation film. I mean, that's actually what I put in the first ever written review I put on Rotten Tomatoes, that fans of exploitation movies should watch this. And as you can tell, I am a fan of this movie. And if I can, I would actually love to get the DVD in my collection, especially if it has features. And the movie's only 90 minutes, so it's not really going to take up much of your time, even if you don't like the movie, which fans of action movies, I don't see why you won't like this movie. I will say right off the bat, first time watching this movie, I had a much more fun experience watching this movie the first time than I did with Machete. That's probably because, the border. But, different story. Now, the plot is that we got Frank Vega, Trejo's character, who's a decorated Vietnam War veteran who returned home after the war and he was shunned by society. And the first few minutes are actually talking about that. I mean, the girl he loved didn't wait for him. She married this other guy and had a couple kids while he was in Nam. He was there the whole time, apparently. Came back, couldn't find a job, which I relate to him with, because in the movies, basically said, we're looking for someone with a college degree, yada, yada, yada. Which, if it was me, I probably would have used the GI Bill rights to go to school, but apparently he couldn't. But I understand his frustration and stuff like that about not being given the opportunity, because I haven't been given the opportunity yet. Every time I try to fill an application and stuff, I always get usually the following excuse if I'm called in. We're looking for people with 1 or 2 years experience, which of course, as the meme says, job need experience to get job. No, I meant need experience to get job. Need job to get experience. It's like that. That's why I hope the economy gets better, but that's why in the meantime I'm going to school. So you gotta do something productive with your time. But anyway, back on track. He eventually started a little hot dog business that kept him going for the next couple decades. Business starting to slow down, and of course, one day on a bus, he gets into this fight after defending this elderly black man from a pair of skinheads, and it makes him a local hero, because as we see in the trailer, he beats the crap out of him. I mean, he's a Vietnam vet, he's going to know hand-to-hand combat, so why would you pick a fight with him? But, as he says, I'm not taking any more crap, and becomes an instant sensation, and that's where you can tell that this movie is loosely based off of the AC Transit bus fight that went viral on YouTube. If you're wondering, just type it in. And of course, they actually show it going viral and stuff. And of course, he's celebrated for this. I mean, he's on the show with his mother and stuff. But then not long afterwards, his fortunes turn around when his best friend Klondike, played by Harrison Page, which I actually want to see what this guy's done real quick. Harrison Page. He's not in the movie that much, I'm just curious. Oh, he's mostly done TV shows like Cold Case, Jag, ER, Ally McBeal, Melrose Place, Quantum Leap, Wonder Years, 21 Jump Street, Murder, She Wrote, History Blues, Webster, Dukes of Hazzard, Kung Fu Kojak, Soap, and Bonsai. Has he done any movies? He was in that movie. Yeah, he was in the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Lionheart. He also was in Carnosaur. That's 2 movies I've been meaning to check out. So, he's done work. He's mostly a TV actor. He did a pretty good job here. And anyway, his friend Klondike is murdered, and the police aren't doing anything about it, which I do like how they set this up. We're doing the best we can. Walks by the office, them playing darts and stuff. So Badass decides to take the law into his own hands, and he goes out there, starts interrogating cops and stuff. So basically, it's like he becomes the Batman, for lack of a better term, without, with the money stuff. He's just going out there rustling up people. He doesn't like fighting. He only fights during when he goes up to people when he has to, which is the majority of the time, because a lot of the other people want to be, like, what's up, fool? yeah, come on, you know that, and of course he kicks ass, takes names. And of course, not to spoil much, it goes into like a political thing involving the mayor, who's played by, damn it, I said his name earlier, Ron Perlman, excuse me, which Ron Perlman does a pretty good job as the mayor, even though he's not there. And of course, one of the gang leaders is Charles S. Dutton, which he does a pretty good job as it, even though he's hardly in the movie as well. And they make good use of their time. And of course, most of the movie after his friend is murdered is badass trying to find out why his friend was murdered and stuff, and also bonding with his neighbors. We got a mother and a kid, and of course the mother's in a bad relationship, an abusive relationship. He helps him out, and she basically becomes his love interest. Which, I'm trying to find the name of the actress and stuff here. Let's see, I think this is who it is. This might be her, this might not be her, I'm waiting. Yeah, that's her, actually. This is her, I believe. Donzelig Abernai. It just lists her as mother, so I'm just gonna assume that's who it is. She was in Leprechaun Back to the Hood? Oh, she must have played the witch lady. Thought she looked a little familiar. And she's mostly done other TV stuff as well, like Night of the Running Man, TV movie. And her son, I believe, is played by Danny Woodburn, but I could be wrong. I'm checking to see if this is him or not. No, that's not him. No, that's not him. He plays a dwarf guy we see earlier, though. I'm trying to find the actor. It's a kid actor that plays her son. I want to see what he's in. No, that's not him. Definitely not him. I don't think I'm going to find him. Julian. I know a lot of airtime to kill, but I'm trying to... I don't know who she played, but... Anyway, a lot of the actors do pretty good jobs for this genre. Nothing Oscar-worthy, but it's entertaining acting. If there's one casting choice they could have done better, is the guy who's supposed to play the younger Danny Trejo, because Shalom Ortiz, he is Hispanic, he's Puerto Rican, but you wouldn't believe it. I mean, he looks... The guy that plays the younger one is Hispanic, but he doesn't have that Native American look that Trejo has. I mean... Think of it. It's kind of like when you compare Trejo to his second cousin Robert Rodriguez. You could tell that they don't really look closely related. That you would like mistake them for like sisters or something, or not sisters, brothers or something, not like that. That's what it looks like. I mean, even though it looks better when I'm skinnier, me with my subtle Native American features, I would resemble Trejo more. Granted, my skin's the same, probably not as dark, but you get my point. They should have found a better casting choice. Granted, it wouldn't have mattered for the dialogue because he barely has any dialogue, but just a little minor nitpick. It's just something they probably could have done better, but he does an okay job for what it is. Now, the score for the movie is done by Todd Haberman. I thought it was okay, and I do like it. Kind of has like I don't know if it's kind of like a disco techno vibe to it at points, which I thought kind of fit, especially for a fight scene and stuff. The film, it's 90 minutes, but it doesn't drag any times. It goes at a good pace for me, at least. Craig Moss, I thought, handled the direction well, which I don't know what else he's done. And I'm happy to report I'm not the only person that likes this movie, though I think the rating on IMDb and on Rotten Tomatoes could be a little bit higher. On IMDb, it's a 5.4. I think it should at least be a 5.8. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's a 45 with audience. I think it should at least be a 55. And it doesn't even have one with the critics. Only 5 critics have reviewed the film on there, and only one of them's positive. And that guy didn't like Machete either, so those of you who didn't like Machete, hey, a critic that agrees with you for once about something. The other 4 I give them the finger for, because what were they expecting? It's an action movie with Danny Trejo beating the crap out of people. What were they expecting? The meaning of life? Even Monty Python couldn't give you the meaning of life without it being something that even your mother could tell you. But anyway, it is a fun film, and those who love fun time waster, I wouldn't say no, it's not a time waster movie. It is technically, but not like one where you just say a time waster at most. It's a fun movie, fun action movie. Like I said, if you have Netflix, I recommend you watch it. And my rating for the movie, I'd say 4.5 out of 5.